Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh,
How's everybody?
Good morning. Now we can say good morning because the time.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
There's a bit of a delay.
We just played Miley Cyrus, The Climb.
So you want to tune in, listen to that.
Want to tune in, listen. That's a very cool song.
So we're going to do something different today.
What?
Yes. Do you want to do your stuff first and then them, or do them first?
No, I always do my stuff first.
Okay, he's going to do his stuff first.
All right, t-shirts and sweatshirts that you may or may not want. Sometimes I use words I don't understand, so I can sound more photosynthesis. And a fish hook on a line says, "Yo, fish, bite me." And some people are like clouds. Once they disappear, it's a beautiful day. I couldn't resist. I went, oh yeah, I have to say that one. I have to. My body is a temple, ancient and crumbling, probably cursed or haunted. Could be. Could be. That's not a bad thing, is it? Well, I don't know about the curse thing, but... So. The CBS News magazine 60 Minutes is the only television show that does not have a theme song. The intense ticking of a stopwatch suffices as the show's trademark theme. Wow, it's good.
That wasn't quite it, Janice.
It was a little fast.
It's a little fast, yeah.
Okay.
Well, life moves fast sometimes.
That's good.
Multi-talented.
Benjamin Franklin, eat to please thyself, but dress to please others.
True. I think that's the greatest gift we can give other people is to get ourselves together.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we don't see, once in the mirror, we're gone. But
Well, that's
else
assuming you
has
have
to
your
see it all
glasses
day.
on. So, otherwise you can't see anything.
That's true.
Love is the reward of love. Yeah.
Amen. Yes.
And flowers are the beautiful hieroglyphics of nature with which she indicates how much she loves us.
Oh, yeah. Who said
Nice.
that?
That was Johann Wolfgang von Gogh. Van Gogh. Was that Goth or? Yeah, it's Goth. And the earth delights to feel your bare feet.
Oh, how fun is that
Nice.
one?
I love
A
that.
lot of us do a lot of grounding and yes,
Yeah.
feelings mutual. How nice is that?
Yeah.
Who knew?
A man really writes for an audience of about 10 persons. Of course, the others like it, that is clear again, but of those 10 are satisfied, he is content. I said that one last week. If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. It is worse still to be ignorant of your ignorance. Saint Jerome.
What do we call that? We call that willful ignorance.
Willful ignorance. Yep.
La 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 la.
When some passion or effect is described in a natural style, we find within ourselves the truth of what we hear, without knowing it was there.
Very true.
Nice. The difference between the right word and almost the right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. Mark Twain.
Good old Mark. Hit the mark on that one, didn't he?
Yep. And we do have two patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
Yay, George and John.
And John said, among other things, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. Thanks, John. Yep, we know. And George, it isn't fair. The caterpillar does all the work and the butterfly gets all the glory. True.
I don't know that that's true.
Well,
The butterfly's the one that does the work in transformation. The caterpillar, though, does have to let go. And become just ooze, and from which a butterfly emerges.
It's true.
Letting go is the issue.
And thank you, Roy. I have good stuff. Why did the chicken cross the road? The CIA gives us 5 minutes with the chicken and we'll find out. A new prisoner is in his cell when a voice from across the cell block cries out, 22. Suddenly all the prisoners crack up. Another voice calls out, 41, sending the prisoners into greater pearls of laughter. What's going on? The newbie asked his cellmate. Well, we've been in prison so long, we've memorized each other's jokes. So rather than tell the same joke, we assume the numbers. We assign them numbers. The new person decides to give it a shot and shouts out for all to hear, 18! There was no response, not even a snicker. What happened, he asks. Well, his cellmate shrugs, you didn't tell it well. Couple sitting in their living room sipping wine. Out of the blue, the wife says, I love you. Is that you or the wine talking? Asked the husband. Oh, it's me, says the wife, talking to the wine. Ta-da.
Hey,
Okay.
while you're doing stuff,
Yeah.
my granddaughter's hamster had babies.
Oh, I
So-
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they had,
did she name them?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess there are a couple of boys they got sold for, gosh, I don't know how much. But she's got 6 little girls left. So if you want a hamster, now's your time. They're going fast. So anyway, I have a picture, but it didn't print very well.
She's charging less than $100 a piece, or?
Yeah,
All right.
whatever.
She's what, 10, right?
No,
No,
well, she's 10.
Yeah.
That one's 10. Jalen's the one that's responsible for
Oh,
selling them. She's 50.
gotcha.
So anyway, help a teenager and give a critter a home if you can.
Now what?
Now we're going to do something different. William's not here today? Okay. So Carol and Roy are going to drum. I need one more drummer. Who would be willing to volunteer to drum? Okay. Assume your positions up here if you would, please. And then May Sharif has volunteered to do sign language, and Cheryl Webb has volunteered to read for us the song Walk in Balance. So we don't get in trouble with YouTube police or Facebook police. We're going to just speak the words and experience them. So as you guys come on up.
Hi, Scott. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Tammy.
Oh, you're talking on the phone.
Yes.
Okay, so come on up. We're going to get out of the way. Here's the microphone, my dear. Lord willing. So we've never done this before, so we'll just give it a whirl. So drummers, if you would just get a beat going for us there.
You understand?
Yeah.
Sound right?
We must learn to walk in balance. Sacred steps to take, weaving peace and understanding through all that we create. A tapestry of love and light, finest threads of gold. Sacred flame, ever burning bright, through all that we behold. When we learn to walk in balance, the healing will take place. The healing of this earth, our mother, the healing of the human race. A tapestry of love and light, finest threads of gold. Sacred flame, ever burning bright, through all that we behold. When we learn to walk in balance.
Do it again. Do it again.
She liked it.
I'll pay more attention and move it over so you don't have to turn quite so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
When we learn to walk in balance, sacred steps to take, weaving peace and understanding through all that we create. A tapestry of love and light, finest threads of gold. Sacred flame, ever burning bright, through all that we behold. When we learn to walk in balance, the healing will take place. The healing of this earth, our mother. The healing of the human race. A tapestry of love and light, finest threads of gold. Sacred flame, ever burning bright, through all that we behold. When we learn to walk in balance.
Was I the only one that got goosebumps on that? Yeah. That was pretty darn cool. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Cheryl.
I think it's off.
Thank you, drummers.
Thank you, drummers.
Make
Thanks.
sure it's off. Please.
You got it. Oh, you can be bossy. Wouldn't be the first time I've ever been bossed around. I think we're ready to move on to the next thing.
Okay. Hey, Mary.
So, vamonos. Oh, before you go, Phil, you have to come up and do your thing. One more thing. One more thing. Can you see? Can they see from back there?
They haven't rehearsed anything.
No, we don't. We don't know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing anyway.
So, speaking of,
You do the stairs.
I'm trying to stay on camera and yet still. And I don't know why Janice wanted me to do this, but
because we just did walk in balance, Phil's going to show you. Voila. Yay, Phil.
Now Vamonos.
Now balance. Better than get out. We have this thing with getting in and out of the car. Get out. Oh, but we're weird. Okay, so I have so much to talk to you about today. So I apologize in advance because the notes that I wrote, hooey. So we're just gonna go with whatever comes through. We'll just see how it all plays out. How's that sound for you? Oh, for heaven's sakes, I forgot something. Oh well. So, last week we did the sway test thing. So you did the positive and the negative, and in the moments when you were waiting for that connection, was when you connected in with body, mind, soul, spirit, and divine source, and then you would get your answer. And we were talking about how profound that split-second moment is. To be connected in, and how beautiful that is. And that connection is always available to us. It's just whether we choose to tune in or not. And half the time, I forget. I'm busy doing life. So it's really hard for me to tune in. I have to stop and take a second, and then I can tune in. Well, sometimes when we tune in, we don't like what we hear. And sometimes when we tune in, we ask the wrong questions. We ask questions that there really is no answer for. And one of the hardest things for us to ask and get clear about is helping other people. Because sometimes I used to think that there were two kinds of people in the world, takers and givers. And as long as there was a giver around, a taker was going to take. Well, I think there's another kind of people around. I think there's people that are balanced and have really clear boundaries and can give and receive in equal measure. When we do our energy circle, we give and receive energy in that circle, and the energy will flow. And it's wonderful. It feels delightful, does it not? When we're just giving, what happens? We get give out. We get all gived out. Why do we do that to ourselves? Well, there's lots of reasons why we do that to ourselves. Part of it is because we don't know the truth of who we are. And the other part is that we tend to want to make everybody else's world okay so that we're okay. If you're not happy, I feel it because I'm an empath. So if I make your world okay, even if it's temporary, then I feel better. And how long does that last? Not very long. So there's balance here, a balance of giving and a balance of receiving and a balance of how much and how long, right? And we have a hard time sometimes in discerning that balance. So I want to talk to you today a little bit about that. Interestingly enough, that there were 2 articles in today's paper. One, Carolyn Hacks has a column, and she was talking about, she was responding to someone who felt she was getting a guilt trip from her family because she wasn't doing things as well as they thought she should. Here's what she said. How do I set good boundaries? And she says, you're already doing that. You set the boundary. You held the boundary. What you didn't do or haven't learned to do yet is feel utterly entitled to set and hold that boundary. Yep, we can ring to true with that one. So to feel certain that it's your place to decide how you allot your time and that you're impervious to guilt. Guilt is a transaction. People can schedule all the guilt trips for you they please, but you're the one that chooses whether to go on them. You can always choose not to not feel guilt, to not agree that you have anything to feel guilty about, not to change your approach under anyone else's pressure. So she was just confirming that somebody else's guilt trip, and takers are really good at guilt, are they not? Now I'm not talking about kindness, that we do kindness to people who need kindness. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm talking about the habitual takers in our lives that it's time to set some clear boundaries with. Because here's what happens when we don't have clear boundaries. We lose ourselves. Remember that sway test we did last time? We put our hands on our tummies and said, my name is George. And if we were in alignment with ourselves, we would move backwards because that's not truth. We can move forward when it's truth. Then we set our own name and we can move forward with that. When we get caught up in somebody else's stuff, we lose us. We lose us. And I don't care if it's a TV show you're really attached to or a novel you're reading you're really sucked into, because we can get into that. It shifts who we are. So the ability to shift back into center is really, really powerful. Really powerful. And it's from that place of centeredness, then we can ask, then we can discern whether helping someone is appropriate or not. Dear Abby had a response to someone. This person was struggling with a difficult parent. Ask yourself what this person has to offer you other than more abuse. Warn this person that you will no longer tolerate being treated the way you have been, and the moment it starts, leave the premises or hang up the phone. Repeat your message if and when it happens again. Do not go back for more abuse. This is called drawing the line. Better late than never. To protect yourself. We have a right to protect ourselves. We think that the other person has a right to all of our belongings, all of our time, all of our energy. Do they? No. That's our choice whether to share, give, or not. And when we're not in balance, we can't notice that. We can't perceive that. Can we? Because being out of balance, then it feels better to give. Feels better to make their world okay, even if it's temporary. And unfortunately, that leaves us drained and exhausted financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So there's times to give, and it's appropriate to give. And then there's times to set a clear boundary. Well, I don't know how to do that, Janice. Well, the Ancient Ones did a message this last week. And Beth posted it on Facebook. Actually, she put it on our Divine Fellowship website. If you go to the website, there's a little section that says Ancient Ones, and you can read all of the channeled information from there. But here's just a little snippet. A safe viewing space is a space of sacredness, a space of knowing your value, your worth, your talents and abilities, your blessings and your gifts. When in this space of value, others' actions, opinions, and judgments hold no ground in your awareness. They exist, but without damage to you. The key is to know the difference. To know the difference. You know, some of us have a really hard time saying that no word, the N-O word. Can't say it. Can't say it. If you ask me something, I can't tell you no. But I have learned to set really clear boundaries and say it differently. So I can say things like, I'm not okay with that. Or, If I ever at you, you might want to look at that. Because that means that might not be appropriate. And that's a safe boundary for me. I feel so much happier in my skin to be able to say that, or to be able to be in that space. There was this, I've told you this story before, I'll tell you it again. So way back when, there was only one car in the family. My little one was little, and this is before Phil. And so I got the car one day a week to do my shopping. Well, a neighbor noticed that, and she said, well, can I borrow your car and go to the grocery store? Well, sure. I understood that people need to do that, and I sure appreciated having the car to go to the grocery store. First couple of times was fine. Then after that, she was gone all darn day. Came back about 3. I had just enough time to run get groceries put away, and then go back and pick up the spouse. And I was exhausted, because all day, where's she going back? We didn't have cell phones back then. This is way back when, honey. So I know you can't comprehend. But it was really stressful. So I prayed about it. And it was like, I can't tell her no, I can't. It was a neighbor, stranger. I barely knew this person. But I couldn't tell her no. Because that's how I was raised. And if you're raised in a household where you don't have an opportunity to say no to a parent, you don't know how to say no to another human being. So it's a learned behavior that I hadn't learned yet. So I prayed about it. I knew she was going to call. So here, brought the car back. I knew within just a few minutes she was going to call. Sure enough, phone rang. Oh, God help me! I don't know what to say. I can't say no. Don't help me. So I picked up the phone. She asked, "Can I borrow the car to do blah blah blah, do my errands today?" And I said, out of my mouth, without thinking, came, "I'm uncomfortable with that." I don't know where that came from, people, because I had never, ever in my life before said that phrase of words together. I'm uncomfortable with that. You know what she said? Okay, I'll see if Sue can let me have her car for today. Really? Is that easy to say no? Holy cow. Holy cow. I'm uncomfortable with that. I'm uncomfortable with that. That's your truth. When we can find our truth about something, we're empowered to walk in a safe, sacred space. And in that safe, sacred space, there's boundaries. I know several people have said, "Oh, I hate to bother you, but can I ask you a question?" Listen, if I don't have time to answer your question, I'll tell you. I may say I'm uncomfortable with that. I won't say no, probably. Or I'll say, can I get back to you later? Can you text me about that? But I won't tell you no, because I still have trouble with the no word. But I can have safe boundaries, and you know what happens to the people around me? They relax. They relax. Safe boundaries aren't a a line in the sand that creates drama or creates warfare. It just makes everybody relaxed. It's our sacred right to have safe boundaries. And when I can say, go ahead and ask me, I'm okay right now, then there we have this wonderful discussion. It's what I do. I love talking to people, so don't ever hesitate. But if I'm too tired, I will let you know, hey, can I get back to you on that? Tell you what, text me that and let me ponder on that. Make sense? Make sense? Safe boundaries are safe for you and safe for the other person. They're safe for me, and they help other people feel safe in their world as well. I don't owe you my life force energy. You don't owe me your life force energy. If you're willing to share and willing to give, and we have a group project working on, that's wonderful. But you have a right to say, that's not going to work for me. What are some other things we could say? I know I've done that for you in the past. It's just not going to work for me now. What else can you do? And you know what really surprises me is when we tell people no, not using necessarily the NO word, when we give people the option of looking elsewhere, they do. People are extremely resourceful. We think we have to help them. We have to fix them. We have to make their world okay at any cost. No, we don't. There was this little gal at church. She had a lot of hard things going on in her world, and she was going through some real difficulty. And there were a couple of people here that were working with her to help her kind of find her balance, take some accountability for her own life, stepping out of victimhood. We were having a potluck here at church, and this person stepped out of their bounds, stepped out of line. And the church member that was working with her kind of gave her correction. And it was not brutal. It was beautiful. It was very sweet. Saying, oh, you might want to think about what you just asked. Well, she got tears in her eyes. She started to tear up. But they were tears of repentance. They were tears of change. They were tears of, oh, I get it. Somebody else ran over to her and said, oh, don't cry, poor little baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. You mean person, you made her cry. And her tears shifted just like that, and she slipped right back into victimhood, and the tears were those alligator tears. And she really struggled. She was at that point of accountability, at that point of awakening. And she got rescued out of it. And she struggled afterwards. It was really hard. Sometimes our kindness isn't kind. Because all that person, when she did that, she said, I just can't stand to see another human being cry. I just can't stand it. It hurts me. Well, she was fixing herself. Let me fix you so I feel better. That's not a safe boundary. That's not kind. Sometimes kindness isn't mean, but it's strong. And when we're in that place of strength, that other person has a choice of whether to go, oh, okay, I'll find a new option. Oh, see if Sue can loan me her car. Or they have a choice of saying, well, you're just mean, you just won't let me. Well, you know, what they choose to do with your boundary is none of our business. What someone does with your boundary is none of your business. We can let it go. We can let it go. Because when we're in this place of balance, and I don't think many of us can stand like Phil can, just on one foot like that. It's really good for us, especially the older we get, the more we need to work on our balance. But in our spiritual balance, when we're in that place of balance, we're not coming from a hard-heartedness. We're coming from a place of love that is so profound and so strong that we can be strong enough for two. And by granting someone the opportunity to have a clear boundary, there's no hatred in that, there's no anger in that. That's not going to work for me. What other options do you have? What else could you do? What you're doing is you're giving them courage. If anybody can figure it out, you can. If anybody can find a way, you can. That's what you're saying. Instead of saying, I can't help you because I'm a mean and horrible, terrible person. That's not what's being communicated. What's being really communicated here is, this is safe for me, and you stepping over that boundary isn't safe for me. But I bet if you step back, you could take a look at that again and find another step, another way. It's okay to be safe in your own skin. And it's okay to be uncomfortable about giving away your balance. Our balance is sacred to us. It's sacred space. Am I talking to the wind here? I think sometimes I do. I want to share with you. So then you're going to get pushback. Because after all, what happens when somebody hits a boundary? And that's never been there before? Pushback. Why? Are you sure that's a boundary? Are you really sure? Let me push that. And they'll take any excuse that you give and flip it in your face, right? There's a lot of heads going up and down in the audience here. I don't know about you at home. So don't use an excuse. Oh, I can't let you use the card today because I'm getting groceries. Well, I have to get groceries too, so you can just take me with you. No, I don't want to take you with me. So, make sense? So don't use an excuse. It can and will be used against you. But your truth is your truth, and it's clear, and it's safe. And it's just easy. Easy peasy. So another pushback, they'll say, well, you helped me before. I know I've helped you in the past before, but I'm not okay with it now. I've changed. See how gentle that is, how clear that is? The other person might get a little spazzed out about it, but keep it up and keep strong. Because crumbling now is just going to make... Have you ever had a dog that you were training? Did you ever give in once? What was the result of that? You give in once, and they're going to expect you to give in again. And you have to really, really, really repeat the same command over and over and over and over and over and over until that is extinguished. They call it being extinguished, a pattern being extinguished. Same thing with human beings. Hopefully we get it faster than a dog would. Sometimes I think pets get it faster than we do. But they love to challenge those. Are you sure? Are you sure you can't have 14,000 treats right now? Yes, I'm sure. But I'm being so cute. Right? That was so cute. I know. It's not going to happen right now. And they'll say, you're mean. You're mean. If somebody, Phil and I have this joke amongst each other. If anybody says you're mean, we know we're standing in the right place. If somebody accuses you of being mean, and you know you're not, you're standing in your safe boundaries, you know you're doing the right thing. Because that you're mean is manipulation. Manipulation. And when we give into manipulation, how do we feel? Crummy. So even if we do this for them, we still feel crummy, doing a good, kind thing. If you feel crummy doing a good, kind thing, don't do it. It's no longer a good, kind thing. Make sense? Okay, so I want to share with you obligation by guilt. That's what that is, obligation by guilt. That's not walking your truth. We walk our truth in balance. That's a sacredness. So if somebody's manipulating out of guilt and shame and fear and all that stuff, notice that. Notice that. And that's stealing from you your sacredness. Stop. You owe them nothing at that point. But they're my family. I know. Families can be the worst, can't they? Yep. Because they can get away with it. It's like the puppy. Oh, but I can have another treat. I can bite you if I wanted to. Yeah, no, you can't. So I want to show you one other thing. This is another Ancient Ones thing that came in this week. And it's called the Peace Way. And what it does is it helps you get back center. Sometimes when we interact with somebody else and we're not used to having safe boundaries, it's so uncomfortable, it feels yucky. But it doesn't feel as yucky as giving in and then doing something out of duty and obligation and guilt and shame and all that crap. So let me show you. Around here. Easy peasy stuff. Stand up. And you're just gonna move your arms. Just gently, gently. And you're gonna say to yourself, be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. And as you're doing that, what you're doing is you're clearing your energy field, you're getting back into center, and you're releasing yourself from that duty and obligation, and you're back to your place of peace. Be at peace. Now, when I was a visual therapist, I would teach people how to work with their eyes really well. So one thing you can do that will enhance your vision while you're doing this is let your eyes track across the room. What it does is then you're seeing here and there the different distances. It's beautifully healing for your eyes. So sway, but be at peace, and let your eyes track across the room. This is so healing on the eyes. Do it about 10 times. So good for your eyes, so good for your brain. Your eyes and your brain are connected. And this connects you into your true self. Have a seat. How does that feel? Y'all feel good? When you're in that state of peace, then ask yourself, am I doing this kindness for them, or am I doing it for me, to get me off the hook? Truth is easier to find when we're in a clear space. And if we feel that peace shift, so we don't feel at peace about it, that's our sign that maybe this is not in anyone's best interest. Make sense? Hold your sacred ground peacefully. Doesn't have to be a warfare. No, I'm not ever going to do that because you're a rotten arm. No. Just, I'm uncomfortable with that. If that's all you can think to say, remember those words. I'm uncomfortable with that. And just keep saying the same thing over and over and over. I'm uncomfortable with that. I'm uncomfortable with that. Broken record. And when that happens, the other person will go, well, I'm not getting anything out of this one. So they'll either do it themselves, figure out another way, or they'll find somebody else to take from. Because that's what takers do. But you are giving someone an opportunity for accountability. What a gift. You're giving someone an opportunity for courage, for finding their own way. What a gift. What a blessing. So we can be that blessing. Let's do a guided meditation, shall we? Mr. Phil, if you'd be so kind as to dim the lights, my friend. Thank you. So today we're going to take a little walk along the beach. Seems like a good beach day, doesn't it? Beautiful beach day. Notice the sun shining. I'm not going to walk you through that process to unwind. We just did the peace thing. So tap into that peace and really bring it in. Really bring it in. And as you see the sun shine and you're walking along the beach, it just feels beautiful. You find yourself feeling peaceful, balanced, safe, relaxed. Notice the sky. Beautiful blue sky. Maybe there's birds flying in the sky. Maybe there's fluffy white clouds in the sky. Just notice that. And now notice the sand underneath your feet. Are you barefoot? You have sandals on? In your mind's eye, take your sandals off. Just be barefoot in the sand. And you're right next to the water's edge, so the sand is cool, comfortable underneath your feet. And as you feel the water slosh up over your feet, and as it recedes, the sand underneath your feet kind of shifts and moves. But you're not afraid. Things can change, but you're still balanced. You're still strong. You're still able to move forward effortlessly, feeling peaceful, balanced, safe and relaxed. Now, as you notice the beach ahead of you, you notice there's a tangle of seaweed. Go take a look at that seaweed. Entangled within the seaweed, you'll find either a starfish, an abalone shell, or a conch shell. You know what a starfish looks like. An abalone shell is the ones that often we use for sage. They're really those beautiful colors on the underside or the inside of that shell. And a conch shell is one of those that the Hawaiians use to call, make that beautiful deep tone to call a gathering or meeting. So choose one of those, either what you see or select one, and that'll have spiritual significance for you. And as you receive that, now notice out into the water. You see something out in the water. Do you see a sea turtle, a dolphin, or a shark? Do you see a sea turtle, a dolphin, or a shark? And whatever you see has spiritual significance for you. And as you're walking along the beach, you notice that someone has created something in the sand. Do you see a sand castle? Do you see a big heart with maybe names, Sue plus Joe, or Mary plus Bob? Do you see names in that? See a love note in the sand? Or do you see footprints? A sand castle, a love note, or footprints? Whichever you see may have spiritual significance for you. Now take one more moment and just enjoy the beauty of this day. Feel the sacredness of it. Feel the peace of it. Feeling peaceful, balanced, relaxed, and safe. And now take a moment, deep breath in and exhale, and allow yourself to find your way from the beach back to this time and space, back into the here and now. When you get ready to open your eyes, welcome back, bringing that energy with you. And we'll do communion now, Mr. Philip. Are you?
Yep. Hey, Bev, Valerie. That's right, I can't do it from up here. I was thinking I could. I'll just be the lights the way they are.
Oh, we could.
Okay.
We could. We'll do communion and then I'll share with you the symbolism of your guided meditation. So we have individual communion thingies that sometimes are a little challenging to open. There's yours.
Not when you have somebody else do it for you.
I seem to be really good at this. I may not be good at other things, but I'm really good at this. Oh, mine's all crushed.
It won't hurt it.
All right, so if you join me in prayer, please. Loving Spirit of light, thank you for the safety of our sacred boundaries. Help us to walk in balance. Help us to heal ourselves, and help us to allow others to be on their own healing journey. Grant us peace. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Trying not to spill. I
I
have white
know.
pants on.
I know. Here.
There we go.
Oh, come on, really?
Here.
No, I got it. Finally, I got it. Shush.
Couldn't get it? You got it? Somebody did it for you. You know, it's all about teamwork. Join us in prayer again, please, would you? Loving Spirit of light, thank you for peace and joy that you bring to us. Help us to walk in balance in all that we do. Walk with us. These things we pray in the name of the ascended one, Jesus. Amen.
Thanks.
You want to do the contribution?
Sure.
I want to see if someone wants to say something?
Sure.
Have them stand behind.
Volunteer? Ooh, yes. Love volunteers.
Can you stand up there
Do you
so
wanna?
they can see you in the camera?
Good morning, beautiful spirits. I just want to thank you so much, Janice. Your service hit me right in the spirit where I need it. Exactly what I'm dealing with right now and what I needed to hear. I feel like your wisdom and everything that I'm feeling lately about the situation is very clear.
Awesome.
So thank you for my safe boundaries.
Yay!
This church has helped me, empower me, and bring me love and joy. Like, sorry, can't even express myself, but I'm just so grateful for you guys and for what you offer us. And if you can give anything, give it. If you can't, just give a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done.
And you're right, I mean, difficult subject. I mean, but uncomfortable subject.
I was going to say something else.
Not the giving part, the other part.
Oh, right out of my head. So, should we do the interpretation of our meditation?
Oh.
That'd be helpful for you? No, just go figure it out on your own.
I do have another song. I was going to cue it up. So.
I don't feel comfortable with that.
Good job. Let's give her a hand for that. That's how it's done, dear. That's how it's done. How did it feel to say that?
Good.
Feel good. Yeah, who knew you could actually say that, right?
Felt comfortable.
It felt comfortable. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we'll see you in a minute, Phil.
Okay.
So when you saw what was tangled in the seaweed, this is Spirit's message to you. So how many people saw starfish? How many people saw the abalone shell? And how many people saw the conch shell? Okay, here you go. If you saw the starfish, this is telling you you're healing. If you saw the abalone shell, it's telling you you're a beautiful soul. Act like it. Make sense? Make sense? If you saw the conch shell, this excuse me. This is saying, here, Mary Lou. Let's see if I can hit the bucket. Sorry.
Janice,
I
I'm
missed.
sorry I was distracted. Could you say again?
All of those three?
No,
Starfish?
just the well,
The conch shell.
just the conch.
The conch shell is saying you are a messenger of light. You are a messenger of light. Shine on. Shine on. People are waiting to hear from you. And that hearing from you can be as simple as, I'm uncomfortable with that. That's a message of light. It's a message of light. When you notice something in the water, whatever you're noticing in the water is going to tell you what your next step is. We all want to know what to do next, right? What am I doing? I don't know. How many people saw the sea turtle? Okay. Sea turtle is telling you, go within for clarity. She laughs. Go within. You know more than you think you know. Go within. Stop listening to what other people are telling you. You got it. Go within. Because what happens is when we go within and we connect in, especially if we do this connection thing with the, remember when we did the sway test and we felt the moment Spirit connected with us? Wow. That opens such insight for us. The insight will be there. The dolphin. Share what you know. See, you know more than you think you know. And share it. People are waiting to hear what you have to say. Shark. Shark is saying, stand your ground with grace and ease. Nobody messes with a shark. They don't have to bite you first. They just cruise along their way. Yes, sir?
I saw a buoy.
A buoy. Well, let me see what that means.
Boundaries.
It means boundaries. You're exactly right. Time for some safe boundaries. I love it. I love it. Thanks for the help. See, you know more than you think you know. I love it. I love it. All right, so what you saw that someone had made in the sand is your blessing. How many people saw a sandcastle? Okay, that means dream big and follow your dreams. Success will happen. Dream big, follow your dreams, success will happen. The little love note, the heart, okay, this is saying you are loved. You are loved. Be love. Be that love. Footprints? Okay. This is a little tricky. Do what is a blessing because others will follow your lead. Do what is a blessing. Others will follow your lead. And it's up to you to discern what's the blessing. If it's in your heart of hearts to do, do it. If it's not in your heart of hearts to do, if doing something or thinking of doing something steals your peace, it's not right for you. Don't do it. But doing what is a blessing, what grants you this peace, what grants you this sacredness, others will follow. Any other questions on that? Yes, ma'am.
Two things. I saw a starfish, but I didn't feel like it was the right one for me, so I put it back in the water, and then I got the abalone. So I don't know if that has any meaning. And then
Well, yes, of course it does. Everything has meaning. So putting the starfish back is saying that you're helping someone else heal.
Oh. Okay.
Big surprise, right? And you're a beautiful soul. It is through that beauty of your soul, the kindness of your spirit, the sacredness of your spirit that you're helping others heal.
Thanks. And then I felt like I had to give something back.
Oh,
And
mhm.
I gave back a gold coin.
A gold coin. Okay, so when we give something back in a guided meditation, that's often symbolic of what we're willing to do, our willingness. So you're willing to share your worth. Gold coin is about worth, how much value you have for yourself. And like the ancient one said, when we value ourselves, then we can do what's a blessing, and other people's reaction is other people's reaction. And we get to be okay with that. Make sense?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments on that guided meditation? Yes, ma'am.
I have a comment in that what has helped me with my boundaries is loving myself, considering myself sacred, and I think so many of us put others first.
Mhm.
And we need to put ourselves first to really be able to put others first and give them what they need.
Can you say that without using the word need?
Without the word need.
give them what they're learning.
So you had said we need to put ourselves first.
Oh,
So can you say that without the word need? The reason I'm saying that, and I'm really sticky on this, aren't I, people? Because when we say need, that we put a duty and an obligation and a burden on ourselves rather than allowing us to step into that sacred freedom. Say
we
again.
should open ourselves to
Not
love.
should.
We can.
Not should.
We can.
We
Putting
can.
ourselves first.
Yes.
We can. We are.
We are capable of loving ourselves, and it feels so good.
We're capable of loving ourselves, and it feels so good. And we can share that. We can share that. And that grants other people sacred ground as well. So, Mr. Phil, if you join me up front here, we'll do a little something for the people at home, an energy thing for them, and then we'll sign off, and then we'll do our energy circle for us. Okay? How does that sound? 2 reasons for doing that. First of all, it's a little awkward to move the camera around, but we want to acknowledge your presence. So rub your hands together really, really fast. You can do it here if you want to. Bring your energy, bring that energy, that connection. Notice that connection from divine source. Bring it into your heart space. From your heart to your left hand to right hand back to your heart. This completes an energy circuit. This is that safe circuit. This is that circuit of love. Now, take this energy that will now build between your palms. You feel that? Maybe a little sphere of light here. You can share this energy with anyone. So maybe there's someone you know that's suffering or that is in a place that's they're searching or they're feeling needy. Give them energy. Give them energy. And this is that empowered energy that helps them find their way. So hold them in your awareness and release that to them. Send it to them. Sweep off your hands. We don't want any psychic backwash. Fresh, bright energy into the heart space. Left hand to right hand to left hand. Now let that energy build again. This is that safe, sacred, loving energy. Mine. We get to keep this part. Let that build. Can you feel that amplifying in your hands? And now bring that into your own heart space. Receive that. Receive. It's good to receive. Be open to allowing that blessing into your life. May your life be a prayer. God bless, and we will see you next time.